Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me for a daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This wonderful sound calls us back to our true home. The first mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I'm determined not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to condone any act of killing in the world, in my thinking or in my way of life. For our Dharma lesson, we've been reading Abundant, Exalted, Immeasurable by Ajahn Pasanno, and we're continuing today in Chapter 6, The 5 Hindrances. Bring up something skillful and wholesome to work with. One of the discourses of the Buddha begins with Ananda visiting a group of nuns. There is an exchange concerning the nuns' practice, and the nuns are making particularly good progress in their cultivation of meditation and training. Ananda tells the Buddha, and the Buddha gives a discourse approving the practice and adding that in the cultivation of mindfulness and meditation, it is necessary to direct the mind to something uplifting. When the mind is scattered, diffused, or overwhelmed by dullness or torpor, direct the attention to something that is uplifting and pleasurable. The word in Pali is pasadānaṃ nimitta, a sign of that which is pleasurable or satisfying. We are directing attention to metta bhavana. That's a particularly pleasurable sign and object of attention to direct the mind to. This isn't done only to overcome ill will and aversion. It also can be very helpful with sloth and torpor when the mind is dull. When we direct the mind to something pleasurable, the mind can take interest in it. Usually, we get trapped in sloth and torpor because we are not sufficiently interested in something as neutral as the breath. But the object of loving kindness is very pleasurable. Or with restlessness and worry, we can have a mind that is fidgety, or worried, or anxious about this or that. The mind will latch on to anything because it's quite happy to worry about anything. But give the mind something pleasurable, and it can take some satisfaction in hanging out with that. Hang out with loving kindness and let it churn. If the mind is going to churn, let it churn with something skillful. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me today.